welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So I'm going to do a series of videos, or I'm going to attempt to do a series of videos about DeFi Kingdoms. So DeFi Kingdoms actually been around for quite a long time now. Started off as on the Harmony blockchain, and it's still sort of one of the biggest products on the Harmony blockchain. There's now also a version of it on the Avalanche blockchain. So I thought I would have a go, and partly because it's always interesting to play a new product, and partly because I think it's interesting, particularly for these products that are on sort of different blockchains. There's always a lot of sort of friction, sort of getting tokens in and out. So I thought it was sort of an interesting process. So here we go. So DeFi Kingdoms. It is a very DeFi focused game, so it's fairly light as far as I understand it on the game side. Much more sort of about DeFi. So it's sort of like, you know, you have some NFTs, so you have obviously tokens, but it's sort of, to some degree, I suppose the one of the features is to teach people a bit about DeFi, which can be a bit dry, I suppose. So we have a whole bunch of stuff, socials up here, some things you want to sort of check through about what's going on. Crystal Veil, as far as I understand it, is the version that runs on Avalanche, but I guess we'll get to that. So 2 buttons, play and start playing. Don't know what difference there is. So yes, so Serendale is the original one that was working on the Harmony blockchain. So both Harmony and Avalanche are what we call EVM compatible. So they're EVM means Ethereum virtual machine. So the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, is basically the way you sort of code smart contracts, these bits of computer language that basically are code running on the blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain, and that's basically what blockchain products are. They're basically these smart contracts. So the good news is that both Harmony and Avalanche are EVM compatible, which means they are sort of simpler to interact with if you're using MetaMask. So you can set up a Harmony wallet and a Avalanche wallet just using MetaMask, which is what I'll be doing. Harmony did have a sort of MetaMask type wallet, but they've removed that now, and Avalanche is having a new wallet that they're bringing out. But at the moment, I think MetaMask is the place to go. I guess to begin with, we shall take the tour, I suppose, which will probably tell us a bit about it. So here we go. So graphically, sort of pixelated, sort of art type style. So no learned than Sage is going to tell us what to do. So this is the sort of thing where, immediately, and when I've looked at this in the past as well, I don't know if this is the best way of doing these things. So you have to use, it's a browser-based game, should point out, so you can use, I don't know what other browser you would use these days. Safari, I suppose, is the only one. So you need to have, so they're saying you need a browser, Chrome preferred, with the MetaMask wallet extension installed and Harmony 1 tokens in it. I use one of these browsers. I have MetaMask. I don't actually have any Harmony 1. I do have it in a but not in my MetaMask. I do have another wallet, but let's go through this process. So basically that's what you need, and I guess that's for this what we call onboarding. This onboarding process is a big issue for lots of blockchain games, particularly those using MetaMask, and particularly those that are set up for other blockchains other than Ethereum. It's just like a real pain. So there's lots of words here, but in order to play DeFi Kingdoms, I need to own some Harmony 1 token. So it's called the sort of the ticker is called 1. So you need these for gas fees. So basically on Ethereum you pay gas with ETH, on Harmony you pay gas with 1, and you also need to convert some 1 tokens into Joule. So Joule is the game token for DeFi Kingdoms. Gas fees are very low, so even 1 token will be enough for a while. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, so the other thing is there's sort of another sort of hassle where even though you're using MetaMask and it actually gives you effectively what looks like an Ethereum address, you have to convert that to a 1 address. So there is just a lot going on here. I think if people didn't know about blockchain, this would be quite a difficult process for people to get to grips with. Okay, we need to transfer some 1 token so you can have them in the MetaMask. Okay, can't give you exact instructions. Always transfer a small amount first. So yeah, that's always with anything on blockchain. If you're doing it for the first time, always just do a small amount, even though it sort of costs you more. Okay, so this seems to suggest that I've got 1 tokens now, which I don't clearly. But we can create a name. When we get to that point, we can create an account name and an avatar, and you just log in with your with MetaMask once you get to that stage. So now I'm a fully established player, not really. Let's have a quick tour while we're doing this sort of first introductory video. So, okay, there's the main thing. We can zoom in and out, yeah, and pinch zoom on a mobile device. Okay, there's a menu on the right corner up there, so we can zoom in directly. Your name here and your avatar and your dual balance. Marketplace. So marketplace, you is basically, this is doing a DEX. So you're swapping your one tokens for dual, the currency of DeFi Kingdoms, and then you can do things with dual. Obviously, you can buy heroes, do some challenges, or do some DeFi stuff. So this trader here actually allows you. It's basically a decentralized exchange, a DEX. So you can swap tokens on the Harmony blockchain. So you can swap tokens that aren't necessarily not part of the DeFi Kingdoms game. There's a druid, so he helps you pair tokens and invest in liquidity pools. So liquidity pools are basically what we call AMMs, or automated market makers, things like Uniswap on Ethereum, and that's how you do swaps. Generally in decentralized finance, so people need to put tokens into the liquidity pool. So to do that, you buy seeds, but you invest the equal value of dual and another token into, so that the liquidity pool will be dual and whatever other token you're doing, and you sort of gain some feeding, some transaction fee rewards for that. So that's in the garden. Okay. So we can sort of going through all this stuff about liquidity pools. Liquidity pools and time lock rewards are fairly complex. You can read more in our docs. Okay, got the jeweler. So jeweler, you can deposit the jewel token. A portion of the fees from the centralized exchange and a portion of the fees from the in-game transactions are shared with you. So basically, this is like a sort of staking mechanic. This is like a bank account, I suppose, where you can gain interest. Tavern, we can relax, and we need a hero, which is an NFT. Okay, so we can see what's for sale there in terms of NFTs. Now there are mining, fishing, gardening, and foraging. Okay, so some quests where you can earn rewards. Castle, you can see roster of all the lands. If you're in need of land, you can buy land, so land NFTs. And the portal looks like we are creating heroes. Sort of a breeding process. So there we go. So that's that rough overview. So now it's going to currently I'm on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's going to move my MetaMask, switch it over to Harmony. I have previously set up Harmony as an option there, so as a process that you have to do. So you can see here, basically, it's sort of, I've logged in with my MetaMask, but I haven't got any one. So this is this token that I need to do. So you can see here, 000, so I need to buy some one. So this is, again, if you had one in a different wallet, I could transfer it through to this new wallet. In a sense, that's sort of, in some ways easier, in some ways harder. In this case, you're sort of going through, this is called RAMP. So RAMP is a financial payment system where basically you use a credit card and you buy using your fiat currency. So I would use so I would spend Great British pounds and I would get one. So if I did £100, I get 1,129 ones. Fees are included in that. The problem with RAMP, as we'll go through as we do this, so I have to put in my email address to sort of sign up, and then also have to go through what we call KYC. So you need to go through a verification process, which seems weird for such a small amount. £100 obviously isn't a lot. There are issues around money laundering in crypto, obviously, but £100 for me it would seem like not enough to worry about that. But I don't run payment systems, so what do I know? So you do have to go through this sort of big system. where you have to sort of go through, and actually normally they take you through on your mobile phone. You have to take a photo of your passport, and they have to verify you to check they know who you are. So that is a really big friction point, and actually that's why I've not played DeFi Kingdoms before, because I've sort of gone through this process and then sort of got bored. This time, hopefully, I'm going to go through it. I mean, some people, can't go through KYC for various reasons, so it is a really difficult thing. Most blockchain games, I think, are doing everything possible not to go through this process, because it's you lose 99% of the people who might be interested in playing this game by doing this. But there we go. This is the point of this video, is to sort of go through this process. So I'll go through this. Obviously, I won't show you my details, because that would be stupid. Okay, so if you missed part 1 of this video, I was going through the verification process for Ramp, which is the way of buying cryptocurrency sort of direct to your wallet. So as ever, these things are a bit of sort of messing around with passports and photographs and all this sort of stuff. So not the easiest process, but yeah, eventually we sort of got there, hopefully. So my verification's been accepted, and now I can buy £100 worth of one token. Not going to show you that, I guess. Okay, so that seems to have gone through okay. Obviously, the nice thing about doing the Ramp process once is that they know your identity is verified, so you only have to do it once, sort of thing, which is why I was sort of going through the process of doing it. But as I say, it is a hassle, and KYC is although there's, I guess, less of it than used to be, there probably will be more of it in future as more sort of regulation comes in around this sort of stuff. So anyway, that seems to have gone through okay. I guess the only thing now is I better check it's gone through into my wallet, which is the important. Right, so the good news is that I do have the one in my wallet, although it's not showing up on here because it's only showing up for the sort of the DeFi Kingdoms stuff like Jewel. So probably need to go through this and create my profile. So a whole bunch of things I can choose here, some avatars I can choose. What should we go for? Let's go for him. And okay, right. So we're going to have to sign a transaction on Ethereum blockchain, on the Harmony blockchain, and we can see it's going to cost this very small amount of one. So one is the token that you need to get things through the Harmony blockchain. So that's why you have to go through this process of getting one. That's why there's sort of that is the big friction point for a game like DeFi Kingdoms or any game running on a different blockchain. Is people do need the native token. Most people will have ETH, so that's sort of easy. People don't, people are sort of used to that, but any other blockchain, you need to go through it. So that seems to have gone through okay. We can see here there's the new avatar and my username. So I guess the first thing we're going to have to go through is we are going to have to go to the marketplace. So click on here, and I can't remember where I'm going. Trader, I think. Here's the merchant. Would you like to trade some tokens? Yes, I would. So I've got my one token. So you can see here I've got none. Why is that not showing up? Okay, so I want some jewel. So we can see here there's a balance. I bought £100 worth of one token, so that's currently 1,129. So let's if we do 100, I'm going to get 3 jewels. That doesn't seem like very much, does it? So if a 1 is about 10p, maybe 20 cents, then a jewel is about 3 to the pound. So it's quite a lot more, than, isn't it? Trying to do the maths. So maybe I need, if I wanted, do it the other way around. If I wanted 10 jewels, that would cost me 200. Actually, probably the other thing to do is actually come out of here, go to the world map, and think of what I need. So I probably need. I think the tavern was where I got the NFTs. So so the hero catalog. So these are. I don't know if I can buy these. I bought them. Hero viewer. Oh, in the hero deal. I just want to buy one. You're looking to send them. I can help with that too. If you're hoping to hire out or sell your hero, talk to Selena. So maybe it's not that. That's the hero viewer. Maybe I want. Was it the agent who said? Right, buy a hero. Okay. So the cheapest one, price ascending. So the cheapest one is 36. Gracious, so that's quite a lot then. And they're on a cooldown. So right. So quick look. Recently sold. Okay, so I've just had a look, and yeah, so a one jewel token is about $3, $3.30. So those are the cheapest NFTs are about $100, which is going to need to change more money, or maybe not. But certainly, if I wanted jewel and I needed, say, 40, then that's basically my entire money. So for saying that, do I need anyone? I don't know. If I did, what did I say? If I did 1,000, that's not going to be enough, though, is it? I'm going to need some anyway. So let's go through this sort of process anyway. I think the thing is there's the DeFi bit and there's the NFT character bit. So maybe I can sort of see just do some DeFi stuff without doing it all, maybe, I don't know. So there we go. So let's go through the swap. So this is like a typical DEX if you've used Uniswap or something like that. So I'm going to take 126 of my one tokens. I'm going to swap them for 4.2 jewel tokens. It's an estimated transaction. I'll have a minimum price impact. This is showing what the price is going to be, and then I'm paying a fee. So I'm paying, seems a bit high. It seems very high. So maybe I do actually want to do more. So let's come off here. If I did 500, actually it's just because it's percentage, isn't it? It doesn't make any odds. That seems very expensive. That's not much. Anyway, okay, let's just get on with it. Okay, so price is updated to confirm the swap. So I'm going to swap 501 for just under 17. Obviously, again, I'm paying a gas fee there. And doing that transaction, sending that through to the Harmony Explorer. I can add that to my MetaMask. So, okay. So hopefully now this will start changing up here when that transaction goes through. We can see there's one pending. There we go. So go back to the world map. We can see that has updated. So I'm not going to buy the NFTs because they're too expensive. But we could go and have a look. At the jeweler. So jeweler in, I can stake my tokens. So we can see here there's 262 million jewel tokens staked here. So basically you stake your jewel and you get this thing called X jewel, which is basically the staked jewel token. And currently the staking is one X jewel token is 1.7 joules. Tokens are 100% unlocked when they are claimed during the withdrawal fee. Okay, so if I was going to deposit, say 10, make it easy. I'd have to I'm going to get 5.77 X joule. Have to approve this first. So this is the same for any EVM compatible blockchain. That in order to you basically have to give the wallet has to have permission to use the token. So the first time you use any new token, you have to do that. Yeah, that's just how these sort of blockchains work. So again, we're waiting pending that transaction. You'll notice the transactions are fairly quick, obviously compared to Ethereum, but they're not, super quick. It's not instantaneous. Again, I'm now going to deposit my 10 jewel tokens to the jeweler and get my whatever X jewels back again. If I wanted to, I can go and see the transaction on the Harmony Explorer, very much like Etherscan. So that looks like that's gone through. So let's have a look. So yeah, so we can see my balance is 5.77. That's fine if I wanted to. I mean, I can't claim anything yet because I've just done it. And I can obviously withdraw those if I want to. Now, is it going to show now? So this is getting the reward is getting is part of the DEX fee sharing. So that fee that I paid to transfer my tokens, transfer my one tokens into dual tokens, the thing I was moaning about, some of that goes through and is sort of rewarded. And doesn't really seem to show you. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Doesn't show you how that's sort of adding up. What's going on here? If you have locked jewels, we can transfer it to another wallet. Don't need that. Charity, always nice to have charity. So collecting donations for United or for UNICEF, and they're matching up to $250,000 in jewel. So I can do a total donations here. We can see how much is being. Just about $60,000 worth, $10,000 of USDC. So these are the various other tokens that you can donate. What's this one do? What's he up to? You can find heroes for sale at the tavern or visit the port or something. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sure we'll know that. Right, so we're sort of getting somewhere. We've done our first swap. Now there was what did the alchemist do? The alchemist is going to start crafting. Well, I don't think I've got anything to start crafting, have I? Don't have anything there, so that's not going to be much use to me. I think I need the garden. That was where you did the LP. So where's the gardens? So start quest. Well, I don't need a hero for one of those, I presume. What's this going to say? So I need a hero. So I haven't got any. Let's come out of that. Seed box. So this is where we do liquidity provision. So I need the seeds first, do I? No, because that's where I harvest them, is when I plant them. So I can't do it. Right, okay. That's yeah, no, is it going to let me do this here? No. Oh, I thought that'd be tell me to do that. So come out of that. So in order to do that, I would go back into the marketplace. No, because I want to actually see in the gardens, even though I haven't got the tokens yet. Let's have a look at the seed box. So the base admissions is 8 joules per block. So that's what's being sort of shared. So we can see here. The liquidity pool here is for the dual token and the XYA token, whatever that is. So I need to have equal amounts of those two tokens, and then I can basically deposit those, and I'm going to get 313%. Currently $114,000 deposited, and this, the amount that's where it was 8 joule per block is being shared between all these. So the problem with this one is I don't know what this token is, so I'm sure it's fine, but don't know. This one is probably the biggest one. So this has 65, almost $66 million worth deposited. This is getting, the majority of this is getting full 4 joule per block. So the APR estimated is 300%. So you have to be a bit careful with liquidity pools, because basically what you're doing is you're putting in 2 tokens, and the price of the sort of ratio of the tokens changes, and so basically it's what they call impermanence loss, which is not a very great definition of it. But basically, if you kept all your money in the token that performed best, you would do better than splitting it up, because what basically when you get your money back from the liquidity pool. You'll have a lot more of one than the other, and the one you'll have a lot more of is the one that has decreased in value relative. So if Joule goes up a lot, I'm going to end up with a lot of one and not so much Joule, and it'd be much better for me to keep all my money in Joule. You can look at, there's lots of videos about this. I'm not going to go into any more detail, but we can see here there's a whole bunch of tokens. So there's one here, Joule and Raptmatic. And you can see actually the what you're earning. I mean, not that this necessarily means you're going to get this. It depends on what the ratio of prices is. You know, you're getting quite high APR. You know, if you're doing something like here, Joule versus Binance, the Binance stablecoin. Obviously, the price of the Binance stablecoin isn't going to change. That's always going to be $1, hopefully. So you're sort of limiting your permanent loss there. The value is obviously dependent on Joule. You know, actually, but you're not though, are you? Because it's all limiting it a bit because the price of this isn't going to change, but the price is going up and down. Anyway, so we can see here's a whole bunch of things you can choose, and it's just a way of sort of earning additional reward. So I'll be boring and go for Joule on 1. So I can actually, yes, I can do this now, can't I? So I have to deposit here. I go to deposit. Right. So I'm gonna. I can do it from here. Yeah. Okay. So I've got. So if I said put five Joule tokens of the 7 I've got left, then I need to have equal amounts in dollars. So it's going to take 147 of my 1 tokens. I'm going to have to do what I did before. I'm going to have to approve Joule, and I'm going to have obviously a tiny percentage of the pool because there's millions and millions of dollars in there. By adding liquidity, I'll earn 0.2% of the trades. So anytime anyone trades Joule and 1 token, 0.2% of that trade goes into the liquidity pool, and I'll get my share of that, which is a very tiny percentage of that. So with these small amounts, you probably wouldn't do it because it wouldn't make sense because you're paying the gas fees, even though the gas fees are small. But this is basically how liquidity works. So I'm going to have to pay a very small transaction fee. You can see 0.00171. So it's not, well, effectively it is very small actually. It is a thousandth of a dollar or pound. So we let that go through. That's gone through fine, and now I can supply this very small amount here. So I'm going to put 5 joules in, 146 ones. That's the rate. That's to show the pool 0.000047. So now I'm going to obviously pay the transaction fee, and this is slightly bigger. And so that's going to go in, and I could add the Joule 1 liquidity provision token, because basically I've combined these two together, and that's a token in and of itself. But I'm not going to do that. So that has gone through. And now, yeah, so that seems to have gone through. So let's, why isn't that showing? Often it takes time for these things to, for the web interface to update. So is it going to do that? So that seems to be the deposit. I've deposited it into there. If I click on that, I guess that's the interface. No, it doesn't seem to like that. Have I definitely done that? Oh, I haven't. Okay, so I've combined the tokens. I haven't deposited them yet. Okay, right, so that's why. So I'm going to have to approve this because this is a new token. That's lots of transactions. This is why you don't do this on Ethereum with small amounts, because the gas fee kills you. So basically what I took there is I took the gem tokens and the 1 tokens and basically combined them into this gem 1 combined token. So it is a sort of a separate ERC20 token, or the equivalent on Harmony. So now I've approved that. Now I'm going to deposit it. So you have to be sort of careful of the steps there. You have to sort of create the token first, and then you deposit the token. So there we go. That's all gone through now. So that was why it wasn't showing up. So there we go. So it's now showing. I've got 25.29 of these Joule 1 liquidity pool tokens. Haven't earned anything yet because I've got a tiny amount. But over time that will build up. Okay, so done that bit of it. And if I go into harvest, so there we go. So I'm not quite sure what the locking rate is. So if I claim, I will claim, yes, dual. So there is a lock. So there's a locking period as well. So locked dual will remain fully locked until the end of epoch 51, at which point it will unlock linearly over the next year. So the other thing to be careful about with these, the way this system is set up at least, is that the rewards you get, you can't just claim them all in one go, and that's increasingly the case for these sort of liquidity pool staking systems. Is you can't just go around claiming stuff all the time. Obviously, what they're doing with these staking systems is encouraging people to lock up their tokens so they can't sell them, and then they're adding further friction in the system to stop them, stop everyone removing all in one go. A bit like, again, a bank account. A lot of bank accounts, the longer you leave something locked in, the more you get, and you can't just take these things out. You have to give notice periods. So that's what's going on there. Right, good. So slowly building up some stuff. So this is how much I've got. 2 dual left. I've got a whole bunch of one that's not showing here. My lock balance. So this is. I don't know what my lock balance is. I think that's another staking thing, isn't it? Was that in the? I'll have to go and check the tutorial. Right. I think that's enough for this video. So I think we'll leave it there and come back with another video where we go into some other stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching.